You really should have thought of that before you became peasants. We're through here. Take him away. Next!
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most stirring voice work in Disney movies provided by celebrities rather than professional voice actors.
I propose that we find Atlantis, find that power source, and bring it back to the surface.
Number 30, Sterling K. Brown as Lieutenant Matthias, Frozen 2.
May the truth be found. Hi, I'm sorry. What's happening?
Sterling K. Brown was perfectly cast to play the first character of African descent in the Frozen franchise. He balances a tone of stern leadership with charming levity wonderfully, just as he does as Njobu in Black Panther.
What did I tell you about going into my things? What did you find?
This is an actor who has all kinds of dramatic range, so it's awesome to see him featured in more of a light-hearted medium, although one that still manages to adeptly tackle crucial and socially important themes.
Lieutenant Matthias,
Your Highness, what are you doing?
the dam must fall. It's the only way to break the mist and free the forest.
We've sworn to protect Arendelle at all costs.
In addition to lending his voice to the lieutenant, it's also been said that Brown's physical appearance helped inspire Matthias's. Number 29, Stephanie Beatriz as Mirabel Madrigal, Encanto. Following close on the heels of portraying Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Rosa Diaz, Stephanie Beatriz stepped into a role that might just be the antithesis of everyone's favorite tough and no-nonsense cop.
Gina, I need you manning the tip line.
Haha. Good luck talking to the crazies.
She got to use her natural voice as Mirabel at least, and also flaunted some impressive singing abilities we didn't know she was harboring before the film's release. Rosa certainly did not sing. Beatriz is energetic and buoyant as Mirabel, which makes for a very entertaining performance. And even in slower, somber moments, her passion can be felt for miles, though Dolores is probably the only one who can hear it. Number 28, Miley Cyrus as Penny Forrester, Bolt.
Well, what do we have here? Your old buddy, Mr. Carrot!
Miley Cyrus was right in the throes of Hannah Montana when she voiced Bolt's young owner Penny. While she had a few years off from the character, her voice didn't feel out of place at all, with the slight country twang bringing so much life to Penny.
Come on.
I don't need to think it through. I want to take Bolt home.
If you're wondering who they could have possibly cast as the great white Swiss Shepherd himself, look no further than John Travolta. He gave a stellar performance of his own as the austere, heroic dog.
Mittens, so help me, I will super bark you out of that tree.
Both voices really complement each other, and there's a lot to love about the dynamic between the two. Number 27, Minnie Driver as Jane Porter, Tarzan.
Give me that. Oh, come on now, enough of this. I want this paper on the count of 3. 1, 2... Oh, look, banana!
Jane Porter is such a unique personality, and much of that is owed to Minnie Driver. She captures Jane's spontaneous curiosity, eccentricity, and overall sincerity so flawlessly.
Daddy! Daddy, quick! No, wait, hold still. Oh my, good you me.
It is such a pleasure to hear her speak, and we bet Driver had a lot of fun in the recording booth too. As a proper Englishwoman somewhat struggling her way through the jungle, Jane's lines consist of a lot of non-verbal sounds, or otherwise require ardent delivery.
There you go, what do you think? What, you little... Well, this is absolutely peachy.
And that's not even considering Driver's natural flair for comedy. We especially love her ramblings as Jane. Number 26, T.J. Miller as Frederick Flammarion Fred Fredrickson IV, Big Hero 6.
Does this symbol mean anything to you guys?
Yes! It's a bird!
T.J. Miller simply oozes funny, though that's not to take away from his skill as a performer. Whether he's starring in live-action or animated projects, Miller's delivery is so true to himself and so naturally hilarious that we always end up in stitches at some point throughout his screen time.
You know, it's the turd with the smiling face and the eyes. I thought it was chocolate yogurt for so long.
As Fred, he zaps into zaniness and loud expression, not to mention the one-liners that make his character oh so lovable.
The name's Fred. School mascot by day, but by night, I am also a school mascot.
It's right at home for Miller as the comedic relief and also as the guy who's typically overlooked, but always gets their big shining moment of brilliance. Also deserving of some appreciation is Maya Rudolph, who voices Tadashi's Aunt Cass.
Oh, look at my little college man. I can't wait to hear all about it. Oh, and wings are almost ready.
Whee! Number 25, Oprah Winfrey as Eudora, the Princess and the Frog.
You girls, stop tormenting that poor little kitty. Poor little thing.
The title of celebrity can't be filled much better than with Oprah's name. We get to hear her as Tiana's mom in The Princess and the Frog, which is just a really lovely role for her.
Baby Cakes, I'm sure this place is going to be just wonderful. But it's a shame you working so hard.
She gets the honor of introducing the story with the very first lines of the film, a reading of the classic fairy tale. We're not sure what kind of direction Oprah was given behind the scenes, but she absolutely nails the reciting of a magical tale to young children, putting on different voices for each character and everything.
Oh, please, dear princess. Only a kiss from you can break this terrible spell that was inflicted on me by a wicked witch.
Beyond that, she hits all the right beats for portraying an ambitious girl's warm and dependable mother. Number 24, Demi Moore as Esmeralda, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Frollo may be the standout voice, but that's to be expected with voice legend Tony Jay at the helm. In terms of live-action names, it's Demi Moore who impeccably embodies her character. She's crafty, brazen, and has a sense of justice that could put John Locke to shame.
You mistreat this poor boy the same way you mistreat my people. You speak of justice, yet you are cruel to those most in need of your help.
Silence!
Justice!
Moore brings some extra kindness and spirit to Esmeralda, lifting the words on the page to new swashbuckling heights. She becomes a heroine we want to root for practically as soon as we meet her.
Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 10 of you and 1 of me. What's a poor girl to do?
We're not going to sit here and act surprised Moore pulled it off so well, though. She was once one of the highest paid actresses in Hollywood, after all.
You don't know what love is. You've gotten everything you always wanted. And now you feel sorry for yourself because there's something you want and you can't have it.
Number 23, Jason Bateman as Nick Wilde, Zootopia.
It was more of a saying, might have been a minute late. Literally, truthfully, was 2 minutes late.
Jason Bateman plays the swindling, scheming type so well.
It's called a hustle, sweetheart. And I'm not the liar. He is.
Despite Nick Wilde being an actual criminal, we're completely taken with him the moment we meet him, mostly because of how sharp and silver-tongued he is. The movie is jam-packed with elites, so we'd just be listing off names if we highlighted every outstanding performance, but the other one that's impossible to ignore is Idris Elba as Chief Bogo.
Assistant Mayor Bellwether.
The Mammal Inclusion Initiative is really starting to pay off. Mayor Lionheart is just gonna be so just.
No, let's not tell the mayor just yet.
And I sent it, and it is done, so I did do that.
With his deep, strong, and rough tones, there could not have been a more perfect actor to play the chief. And the great thing about Idris Elba is that he's phenomenal at humor, too, so it's not all cowering and gulping when his Buffalo counterpart comes on screen.
Chief Bogo!
Not now.
Number 22, Joseph Gordon-Levitt as James Pleiades Jim Hawkins, Treasure Planet. Before he was falling for the manic pixie dream girl in 500 Days of Summer, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was surfing the skies as Jim Hawkins in one of Disney's most underrated films. He plays the teenager with all the bravado, insolence, and heart he requires, and then some.
Morph! Morph, where's the map? Are you serious? It's back on the ship?
Every one of his emotions is expertly conveyed to the point that, even if you were watching with your eyes closed, you could probably correctly guess the character's expression.
Wait, what about the treasure? I want to say Larry. The centroid of the mechanism or...
Jim is your typical easily irritated adolescent, but thanks to some impeccably delivered quips and a boatload of energy, Gordon-Levitt keeps him magnetic and likable.
Maybe your ears don't work so well.
Yeah. Too bad my nose works just fine.
Number 21, Michael J. Fox as Milo James Thatch, Atlantis, The Lost Empire.
She seems to like us okay, but the king, I don't know, I think he's hiding something.
Marty McFly and Milo Thatch certainly have their differences, but honestly, they have their similarities too. And it all comes down to Michael J. Fox's amazing line readings.
You heard her. She said, get your meat hooks off. Please.
Both characters have unwavering determination, loyalty, and a sort of sheepishness about them that immediately endears them to the audience. As Milo, Fox hits every bumbling, scholarly beat, bringing tons of dynamism and humor to the character.
Okay, Milo, don't take no for an answer. Look, I have some questions for you, and I'm not leaving the city until they're answered. Yeah, that's it. That's good. That's good.
It seems his job was made easier by the filmmakers, who reportedly worked tirelessly to make sure their hero was engaging to animators and viewers alike. Number 20. Tony Goldwyn as Tarzan. Tarzan. Voicing Tarzan was likely an interesting endeavor for the man many know as Scandal's President Fitzgerald Grant III. From the way Tarzan expresses himself in the jungle to the way he connects with Jane, communication is a central part of this story.
Tarzan. Tarzan.
Tarzan.
It's unclear if Goldwyn provides the character's iconic yell, but his performance is incredibly impressive either way. His portrayal toes the line between what it means to be both a gorilla and a human being masterfully.
Good heavens! What did I say?
That Jane stays with Tarzan.
In doing so, he acts as a much-needed bridge between the two worlds. His nuanced interpretation allows audiences to understand and believe in Tarzan's duality. That is no small feat. Number 19. Rowan Atkinson as Zazu, the Lion King. It's hard to believe that one person brought both Zazu and Mr. Bean to life. After all, they are essentially polar opposites. Yet that's exactly what Rowan Atkinson did, proving he has some major range. Zazu is a dedicated bird who takes his role in the kingdom seriously.
I'm here to announce that King Mufasa's on his way. So you'd better have a good excuse for missing the ceremony this morning.
Even though many don't extend him that same courtesy, he never stops working. The actor brings a perfect mix of wisdom, cynicism, and volatility to the role.
There's one in every family, sire. Two in mine, actually. And they always manage to ruin special occasions.
What am I going to do with him?
He'd make a very handsome throw rug.
Zazu.
As such, he makes Mufasa's trusted and slightly uptight advisor hilarious to watch. Thanks to Rowan Atkinson, the small but mighty Zazu packs a proverbial punch.
Oh, Zazu, do lighten up. Sing something with a little bounce in it.
It's a small world after all.
No, anything but that.
Number 18. Pat Carroll as Ursula, the Little Mermaid. Carroll's performance as Ursula is nothing short of iconic, and has resulted in one of the most popular Disney villains ever.
I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch.
We love Ariel, but it's no secret that Ursula is the one who takes the movie to the next level. Without her, a lot of the story's intrigue and humor would be lost. She is cruel and manipulative, yet her charm and wit makes us want to see more.
We haven't discussed the subject of payment. You can't get something for nothing, you know.
But I don't have
I'm not asking much. Just a token, really, a trifle. You'll never even miss it.
That's all thanks to Pat Carroll's layered portrayal of the character. It's delightfully evil, terrifying, and hilarious all at once. Considering the actress's extensive resume and storied career, it's really no wonder she delivers such a commanding performance in The Little Mermaid.
I am the ruler of all the ocean. The waves obey my every whim.
Number 17. David Spade as Cusco, the Emperor's New Groove. If there's one thing we know for sure, it's that David Spade is a quintessentially funny guy. He's proven it with his work on shows such as Saturday Night Live and Just Shoot Me, and movies like Grown Ups. His clever portrayal of Cusco in The Emperor's New Groove is just another example of his comic skill.
Oh yeah! This is his story. Well, actually my story. That's right, I'm that llama.
He takes an obnoxious and self-absorbed character and makes him interesting, compelling, and funny.
Don't tell me. We're about to go over a huge waterfall.
Yep.
Sharp rocks at the bottom?
Most likely.
Bring it on.
Kuzco loves himself and is undoubtedly selfish, but Spade doesn't shy away from that. Instead, he leans into the Emperor's obnoxious attitude while weaving his growth into the story with subtlety and humor.
Come on, what's the big deal? Nobody's that heartless. Yeah, don't read too much into it. It was a one-time thing.
Right, sure.
Number 16. Jerry Orbach as Lumiere, Beauty and the Beast. Jerry Orbach was a world-class actor who tore Broadway up. Though sadly the star passed away in 2004, he left behind a legacy on stage and on screen that will never be forgotten.
So, you fall in love with her, she falls in love with you, and poof, the spell is broken. We'll be human again by midnight.
His performance as Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast, like much of his work, is timeless. Through the candelabra, we get a taste of the actor's immeasurable talent. He brings a theatrical sense to Lumiere that makes him impossible to ignore.
Course by course, one by one, till you shout. Then we'll sing you off to sleep as you digest.
Everything from his iconic rendition of Be Our Guest to his charming persona is executed perfectly. The fact that the character represents light is fitting, because that's exactly what Orbach brings to the role.
Cogsworth, I am surprised at you. She's not a prisoner, she's our guest. We must make her feel welcome here.
Number 15. Patrick Warburton as Kronk, the Emperor's New Groove. Patrick Warburton's Kronk is quite possibly the most lovable doofus ever. The Emperor's New Groove simply wouldn't be the same without the hilariously clueless henchman, and his mini angel and devil.
That's it. She's going down. Now, remember guys. From above, the wicked shall receive their just reward. That'll work.
Kronk brings some much-needed levity to the story, and acts in stark contrast to Yzma and her wicked plan. He's certainly not the brains behind any operation, but that's precisely why we love him.
This isn't poison. This is extract of llama! Ugh.
You know, in my defense, your poisons all look alike. You might think about relabeling some of them.
Kronk may technically be a villain, but he is anything but evil. Warburton, known for projects like Seinfeld, Family Guy, and Rules of Engagement, understood that when voicing him. As such, this brawny character quickly became a fan favorite.
Well, I had a great time. Let's not wait until the next family reunion to get together.
Number 14. Danny DeVito as Philoctetes, Hercules. Danny DeVito has graced our screens with movies and TV shows like Matilda, Taxi, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, to name a few. No matter the project, he delivers. And Hercules is no exception.
Who do you think taught Jason how to sail? Cleopatra? I trained all those would-be heroes. Odysseus, Perseus, Theseus. A lot of yusses.
His character Phil is kind of a grouch, but only because he's been burned on more than one occasion. Despite his not-so-sunny demeanor, he becomes a true friend and mentor to Hercules throughout the film.
Now remember, kid, first analyze the situation. Don't just barrel in there without thinking. He's losing points for this.
Danny DeVito brilliantly strikes a balance between grumpy and loving that's key to Phil's identity. His performance, juxtaposed with Tate Donovan's enthusiastic portrayal of Hercules, creates an endearing dynamic that stands the test of time.
Hey, watch it, watch it. Keep your goo-goo eyes on it. That's it. Next time I drive.
Number 13. Mandy Moore as Rapunzel, Tangled. The story of Rapunzel is one that most of us grew up with and know like the back of our hands. Yet in Tangled, Mandy Moore makes it feel new and fresh.
Too weak to handle myself out there, huh, Mother? Well, tell that to my frying pan.
She certainly has a knack for creating memorable characters, like Jamie in A Walk to Remember and Rebecca in This Is Us. Rapunzel undoubtedly belongs on that list. Moore's portrayal of the princess feels authentic and relevant.
For like the first time ever, I'm completely free. I could go running and racing and dancing and chasing.
With With her angelic singing voice and relatable personality, she makes it hard not to love the character. Her unforgettable performance, combined with Zachary Levi's charming portrayal of Flynn, breathes new life into this fairy tale.
All at once, everything is different now that I see you.
Number 12. Josh Gad as Olaf, the Frozen franchise. Josh Gad has made us laugh time and time again with roles like Birdie in Central Park and LeFou in Beauty and the Beast. But Olaf is his most popular character.
All right, let's start this thing over. Hi, everyone. I'm Olaf, and I like warm hugs.
He brings an unbeatable combination of naivete, heart, and humor to the part, and makes us wish we had a talking snowman of our own. More than that, his endearing portrayal gives us permission to reconnect with our inner child.
'Cause when you're older, absolutely everything makes sense. This is fine.
And Gad had a huge part in making Olaf who he is. Some of the character's most memorable lines were actually born out of collaboration and improvisation, which is a true testament to his talent.
This character represents youthfulness and naivete, and those two words allowed me to just explore and find these non sequiturs that made the character spark.
Number 11. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Maui, Moana franchise.
It's Maui time!
The animation choices behind this character stirred up some controversy, but ultimately he became one of the most memorable and beloved figures from the film. Moana is one of Disney's latest offerings, and tells the story of a young girl who has to take up a quest to restore a goddess to her former greatness. Helping her along the way is Maui, a Polynesian demigod voiced by Dwayne Johnson, better known as The Rock.
Now he always has time for his fans. When you use a bird to write with, it's called tweeting.
Considering Maui's over-the-top size and strength, who was better to play him than someone whose real-life stature isn't totally dissimilar?
I know it's a lot, the hair, the bod. When you're staring at a demigod, what can I say except you're welcome?
Number 10. Vincent Price as Professor Ratigan, the Great Mouse Detective.
Oh, I love it when I'm nasty.
One of Disney's most criminally underrated films features a villain who's voiced by one of the horror genre's greats. The Great Mouse Detective was released during a lull in Disney's animated feature films, and its relative success was one of the factors which reinvigorated the studio.
We are about to embark on the most odious, the most evil, the most diabolical scheme of my illustrious career.
In this Sherlock Holmes-themed tale, Vincent Price plays the role of Professor Ratigan, the Moriarty-esque foil to Basil. This legendary actor gives a performance that won't soon be forgotten, and just his voice can send a shiver down your spine.
Trouble with the chemistry set, old boy.
Ratigan, no one can have a higher opinion of you than I have. And I think you're a slimy, contemptible sewer rat.
Number 9. Eartha Kitt as Yzma, the Emperor's New Groove.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
There aren't many Disney films where the villain totally outshines the protagonist in terms of popularity, but this one is a notable example.
Do you really want to kill me?
Just think of it as you're being let go, that your life's going in a different direction, that your body's part of a permanent outplacement.
The power-hungry Yzma is voiced by music and movie legend Eartha Kitt, who sadly as of 2008 is no longer with us. Dale Bear, who was the supervising animator for Yzma, said that he was inspired by Eartha Kitt's movement and body language when designing the character. Kitt's gravelly voice and passionate delivery are present in her hit songs, and also in this phenomenal performance.
And then I'll nail that box to myself, and when it arrives, I'll smash it with a hammer. It's brilliant, 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 I tell you.
Number 8. Idina Menzel as Elsa, the Frozen franchise.
You belong down in Arendelle. So do you. No, Anna, I belong here. Alone. Where I can be who I am without hurting anybody.
In modern Disney animated movies, the voice casts are often packed with well-known actors, musicians, and celebrities. In Frozen, the cast is predictably star-studded. with actors like Kristen Bell, Jonathan Groff, and Josh Gad in prominent roles. Kristen Bell's relatable and quirky portrayal of Anna is definitely one for the books. The most vital player, however, is Idina Menzel, who was a Broadway darling before being cast as Elsa, but arguably became a household name due to the role. Her powerhouse voice is what makes the performance ring true, and it's hard to imagine anyone else giving it quite the same gravitas.
The cold never bothered me anyway.
Number 7. Angela Lansbury as Mrs. Potts, Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. Off to the cupboard with you now, Chip. It's past your bedtime.
Younger generations may not be familiar with this actress's name, but as soon as you see her, you'll inevitably say, of course, that's Mrs. Potts. Angela Lansbury is known for her role in Disney's Bedknobs and Broomsticks and the detective show Murder, She Wrote. And her motherly British accent is exactly what this character needed to make viewers feel her humanity.
Cheer up, child. It'll turn out all right in the end. You'll see.
Number 6. Eddie Murphy as Mushu, Mulan.
Right, that's it. Dishonor. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
Eddie Murphy's voice is one of the most distinctive in Hollywood, and he's managed to make a name for himself in recent years doing voice acting for animated films, as well as family comedies. While his most famous role as an animated sidekick is probably Donkey from the Shrek franchise,
in the morning, I'm making waffles.
One of his lesser credited parts is just as hilarious. As Mulan's best friend Mushu, a small dragon with a lot of personality, Murphy brings a note of levity to one of Disney's more serious films.
We're in a war, man! There's no time for stupid questions! I should have your hat for that!
Number 5. Nathan Lane as Timon, the Lion King.
Let me get this straight. You know her, she knows you, but she wants to eat him. And everybody's okay with this? Did I miss something?
There are a lot of big names in this popular 1994 movie, but this spunky meerkat is voiced by one of our favorites. Young Simba is played by 90s heartthrob Jonathan Taylor Thomas, while Matthew Broderick plays him when he's all grown up. And at his side throughout his journey are his newfound friends Timon and Pumbaa.
Tastes like chicken.
Nathan Lane, who is known primarily for his work on Broadway, is behind Timon, and worked alongside another theater actor, Ernie Sabella, who played Pumbaa.
You gotta put your behind in your past.
No.
I mean...
Amateur. Lie down before you hurt yourself. It's, you gotta put your past behind you.
Lane's signature snark comes through in this portrayal, and it's tough to separate the character from his notable voice.
What do you want me to do, dress and drag and do the hula? Luau!
Number 4. James Woods as Hades, Hercules.
Memo to me, maim you after my meeting.
This Academy Award nominee is known for playing villains, so his role in this Disney film of mythological proportions is definitely fitting.
I've got 24 hours to get rid of this bozo. Well, the entire scheme I've been setting up for 18 years goes up in smoke, and you are wearing his merchandise!
James Woods plays the primary antagonist in 1997's Hercules, the king of the underworld, Hades. In traditional Greek mythology, Hades isn't necessarily a bad guy, but in this rendition, he is our hero's main adversary.
So, okay, say the next 24 hours, and Meg here is free as a bird and safe from harm. We dance, we kiss, we schmooze, we carry on, we go home happy. What do you say? Come on.
Woods has said that he had such a good time acting as the voice of Hades that he'd take up the role again anytime. He went on to voice the character in an animated series, as well as several video games.
Okay, so you made one lousy mistake. You exist. But hey, I'm a forgiving guy.
Number 3. Jeremy Irons as Scar, the Lion King. Irons has cemented himself as a legend in the entertainment industry with his work in everything from theater to television to film. In fact, his Oscar, Tony, and Emmy Awards have earned him the prestigious Triple Crown of acting. So, it comes as no shock that he mastered the art of bringing a Disney villain to life when voicing Scar.
Long live the king.
He infuses the character with powerful gravitas, a terrifyingly deep tone, and just the right dose of sass.
Well, I was first in line until the little hairball was born.
That hairball is my son and your future king.
Oh, I shall practice my curtsy.
Scar will forever be one of the most ruthless and memorable Disney villains ever. We have Jeremy Irons to thank for that, as there is no role he can't elevate.
Point that I must emphasize is, you won't get a sniff without me!
Number 2. James Earl Jones as Mufasa, the Lion King.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
James Earl Jones's emblematic soulful voice gave birth to a legendary performance. Simba's wise and powerful, though ill-fated father is played by this distinguished actor.
Don't turn your back on me, Scar.
Oh no, Mufasa. Perhaps you shouldn't turn your back on me.
Fans of the original classic rejoiced when it was announced that Jones would reprise his role in the 2019 remake of The Lion King.
But a king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun.
Honestly, there isn't another actor in the business who could do Mufasa justice.
Remember who you are. You are my son and the one true king.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Robin Williams as Genie, Aladdin.
The ever impressive,
The long contained,
often imitated,
but never duplicated, Genie of the Lamp. Right here, direct from the lamp.
Comedic actor Robin Williams had many quintessential roles in his career, from Mrs. Doubtfire to Good Will Hunting to Dead Poets Society. There may not be any which captured his full range and spirit as well as this one, though. As Aladdin's genie, Williams was able to showcase all his greatest skills, from his impressions to his improvisation to even his singing voice.
And Sally handsome as hell, that physique, how can I speak wicked the name?
For many who saw the film when they were young, this role remains the one for which Williams is most recognizable, even though his likeness doesn't even appear in it.
You never had a friend like me.
Which voice did you think was a perfect fit for the character? Let us know in the comments.
It's very nice.
It's very nice.
Oh, thank you. I can't do a thing with it in this humidity, though. It's...
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.